Okay, good idea.
They just go with the flow. It's the Hershey and Keegs Show.
Welcome to Hershey and the Keegs Show, starring pitcher Mark Hirschman and his personal catcher, Mike Keegan. Every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. live from the Governor's Comedy Club radio studio. Thanks so much for listening.
Yeah, I was doing this.
Because you're on.
Hello! It is Tuesday night, 9 p.m. I got volume now.
You got volume.
All right, we were having a
Technical glitch.
Technical glitch. It is Tuesday night, 9 p.m. It is the Hershey and the Keegs Show. Mike Keegan, Mark,
Right.
Yeah, Mark Hirschman, Tony Walker.
Thanks, Brandon.
Strap him in. Strap him in and strap him on, because we're about to have some fun.
We are.
How we doing, guys?
Are you good?
We got a guest today.
Yeah. So let's let me introduce our guest here. Tony will flash the camera on him. We have a young and up and coming comic who has kind of
young and
involved.
delicious.
Yeah, he is young and delicious. He kind of looks like if Mark Hirschman was 30 years younger and good looking. That's what Jake Chapman is right here. We have Jake Chapman on the scene. Jake is a new young comic who has been around starting comedy, has been around the podcast studio. He's going to be
a pitcher for the 97 White Sox.
97 Mets he pitched for. He's going to be helping out with some technical stuff with us. And I don't know. He's a good young man, and we welcome him here. And I've taken it upon myself because, I have some sort of an affliction where I have to call someone a nickname just by habit. And I've been referring to him on our text messages. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been calling him Boy Friday. Did you notice that at all?
I've noticed that, and you've called him Jakey, and I'm probably sure he doesn't like either of those.
Let's go ahead.
That's new for sure.
We could go ahead. The Boy Friday thing. You know the expression Guy Friday. Guy Friday is like someone who it just helps out and does a lot of stuff for you, and it's a compliment thing. And he's a young man. He's basically a year older.
Tender young man.
He's a tender and sweet. He's a year older than my oldest child. So it's not like he couldn't be my kid.
Dude, you're old.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
Know that.
You're his dad's age,
and he's a smart ass like my oldest child. Also,
can I call you Daddy?
You can call me Daddy. You can call me Daddy. If I can call it. So do you prefer? Not that it really matters. I don't really care what you prefer because I'm going to call you what I want. But Jakey or Boy Friday or both? Which one?
Doesn't matter. They're both unique. So
yeah, I like your Boy Friday.
Very unique.
So welcome, Jakey. You were on Tony's podcast, I believe, at least once. Is that right?
Yeah.
Right.
On Monday.
How was that?
It was good. Really good.
So this is basically his first podcast.
No, that one was good. It was all right. I got 90 views on my YouTube.
Dude, that's pretty dope. Yeah. Now, who was on the show that day with Jakey? It was just you, Tony, Jakey. Who else? There was a couple of people in studio that day.
Who else was here? I don't even remember.
The Hots or something.
The Hots were here.
Oh, you had the Hots for Tony.
The bands. They went the hits.
The Hits.
The Hits.
The Hits band.
Oh.
Yes,
Yes. They play the dog pound a lot.
Oh, okay. All right.
Woof woof.
So again, Jakey, welcome to your first podcast, and
Thank you.
we're gonna.
I wasn't hitting on him like you guys.
We're gonna
a little boy Friday. He's young and tender. Oh, I love
we're gonna
this.
get him naked by the end of the show.
Right.
Tony, we're live, right? Keep it live.
Yeah. So we're gonna go about this. We're gonna break Jakey in. We're gonna go about it. This is like a regular show, and
He is a very good-looking young man.
handsome as the day is long.
Look at him.
Yeah, he is handsome. I do want to start the show with really the most important thing that's been happening in our lives. Mikey dropped a new album last week, which has been off to a smashing success.
Well, thank you all.
It's called Sweet Potato.
It's Sexy Potato, but
Sexy Potato.
Now I want to change it to Sweet Potato. I like that a little bit better.
It's funny. I was trying to write down today what the name of it was, and I wrote down Sweet Potato, Baked Potato. I couldn't remember what the hell it was. So it is called Sexy Potato.
Delicious hash browns.
But what's interesting is that you dropped this album, and immediately it was on the chart against some really big names, and you finished on top of them. Sexy Al Yankovic's album.
Yep, absolutely. Sexy Potato Yankovic.
Sweet Potato Yankovic was there. Who else was on there?
There was what's his name? The guy that I don't really like.
Bo Burnham.
Bo Burnham. There we
Burnham,
go.
yeah.
Bo Burnham.
I was gonna say I was gonna name a few names. And,
I mean, we usually talk about that before the show, but
Bo Burnham wasn't gonna be one of them. But
there's a lot of people I don't like.
so
but,
does that mean that people were actually they were buying for $9.99 your album and downloading it?
I really don't have no idea.
It had to
I
be.
assume like maybe like 10 people did it, and
Yeah.
Weird Al didn't get 10 downloads that day. So yeah,
Dude,
thank you
well,
very much, Tone. I hope everyone enjoyed it.
congratulations.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. The guys that produced it did a great job. John Moses and Tyler Morrison.
Yep.
They're
The Jim's son. Yeah.
Yep, Jim Morrison's son.
Right.
They're Canadian comics.
Yep.
John lives here now, but
Yep.
they have a production company up in Canada, and I think they, I'm really happy with the way they. It took 2 years, but when we came out, we recorded it like exactly 2 years ago in the Giggle Room.
Right.
But they did a lot of work, and it came out really nice, and I'm happy with the
Well,
work.
we're proud of you, and we were pushing it, and that's probably
you.
why it reached the 11 downloads that it did.
It didn't until you posted about it, and
yeah.
then we got 11.
11, 12, yeah.
Yeah.
So
But,
congratulations
yeah, it was
for
fun.
that.
It was a cool week.
It's today's going to be like a feel good Tuesday.
I feel good.
Yeah,
Jake, you feel good?
Feeling great.
Jake,
Yeah,
feels
you're gonna
good.
feel a lot better soon.
Yeah, that's for sure. I don't
My
know.
dad's a cop. He's watching.
Oh,
Make
God.
sure the door's locked.
That's not a good sign for Mikey at all.
No, Jake's a good guy.
He's a lovely young man. We should, speaking of dads, it's important that we acknowledge today a very big loss in show business. We lost James Earl Jones this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's my dad?
Well, James Earl Jones is his line that everyone knows is from Darth Vader fame.
Oh, yeah,
I
yeah.
am your father.
You know what? Exactly.
Yeah.
I wasn't even thinking of Darth Vader at all. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's like Mufasa, I get it, but like, what?
No.
He's not his dad. And then I'm like, what's the Sandlot?
Yeah, he was
He
in a
doesn't
lot
like
of
his dad.
wonderful things. He was in a lot of wonderful things.
I'm not a big Star Wars guy. I know
I'm not
Sandlot
either,
and
but the
Field of
line
Dreams.
I did know the line well enough. I am your father, and I kind of hemmed and hawed if I should post this, and I said, you know what, I'm going for it, and I posted this yesterday, and I took it down after like 15 minutes.
I was gonna say because I was waiting for you. Mark messaged me. He's like, "Should I post this?" I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yes, it's great."
Yeah.
And then I was looking all day for it, but you put it
So
up
I
and took
posted
down?
it, and the problem is that people just don't have sense of humors, and all I got was, oh wow, man, that's crazy. So I basically
I
posted.
know who they're voting for.
Exactly. I posted James Earl Jones, who's best well known for the line "I am your father." He passed away, and now James Earl Jones is like my father, dead.
Oh my goodness!
I wanted.
Right.
And you know what? And certainly that was. Listen, nobody loved their dad more than I did. We talk about my dad on the
love
show
my
all
dad.
the time. My dad was the greatest. So that wasn't any disrespectful thing. My father would have loved that line,
Yeah.
but I didn't get a laugh out of it. I texted it to a couple of comics. They're like, "That's a great fucking line."
Yeah.
Post it. But as far as like the regular people who I usually,
but I don't really care
know.
about them.
But if I posted,
If I
something
saw it, I
about-
would have shared it, so it would have been permanently on my page. Oh, now, does it go away if I share it on my page and you take it down?
No, it would have still
I would
been
have
there.
screenshotted it and put it on my page so
But,
everybody
you know,
knew.
if I posted
that Mark
something,
finally said something funny on Facebook.
if I posted something about kids meals at Miller's Ale House, it would have got 125 likes on it
That's
yesterday.
right. Tuesday nights, free. Kids are
Exactly.
free.
So
You know what's great? We just signed Juliana up for drama classes.
Nice.
Right here in Levittown and Center Lane.
Okay.
Tuesday nights. So what do? Every Tuesday night from now on, we're going to Miller's Ale House.
Oh, wait a
Kids
second. You
eat
did
free.
the place next to Fred's Deli
Next to
over
Fred's
there?
Deli, yeah, Neat.
Oh, yeah. I know
Yeah.
Neat.
Yeah, you know
Yeah,
Neat?
the guy's
Oh.
name's Butch Miller, Watson Miller.
Yeah, Watson. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's
I know
the guy.
him.
I met him yesterday.
He's actually a school teacher from the Levittown School District.
Yep.
Retired now. He started that about 10
retarded?
years ago. No, that's you.
Okay.
And he actually has come to my comedy shows before.
Has he
but
really?
Yes,
Has
he's probably
has
seen
he
you
me?
perform. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'll
Yeah.
have to mention that to him. Oh.
Yeah.
I met him yesterday. Super nice guy. The registration was yesterday.
He's terrific. He's there with his wife, Kula.
Butchie.
I think that's her name, right?
Okay.
Dula.
Kula? That's Carrie Carabas.
I think it's his wife, Carrie Carabas.
I think we might
He's
be
married
married to
to Carrie
Carrie Carabas.
Carabas. Jesus Christ. So that was so that happened this week as well.
Yeah, James Earl Jones. I really that one got me. I like that guy.
Yeah, that was a big one. And Ed Kranepool.
Yes.
Ed Kranepool died, and I took the initiative to do something that you would do, because immediately everyone and their mother was posting pictures of themselves and Ed Kranepool.
Yeah.
And I posted right from the minute I heard that he died. Nobody gives a fuck about your pictures with Ed Kranepool. Mike Keegan hates it.
Exactly. I know.
And again,
Just goes to show you, Ed Kranepool will take a picture with anybody.
Ed Kranepool. Now, the interesting thing about Ed Kranepool is that he passed away at almost 80 years old yesterday. And
Skydiving,
I
actually.
believe he was actually jet skiing without a safety harness. But there's a picture of Tony Walker right there with Ed Kranepool.
Yes, that's right.
You know?
That's right.
I mean, but
Yesterday, my mom, she sent me a picture. She's like, "Oh, my cousin met Ed Kranepool."
yeah.
And it has a picture, and she sent me a picture of Tony with Ed Kranepool. Like, is your cousin Tony Walker? She's like, "Oh,
Right.
I screenshotted the wrong picture." I'm like, "This is weird. Why
Right.
did you send me a picture of Tony Walker and
Right.
Ed Kranepool?"
Why is she screenshotting? Why is she looking at Tony Walker's picture?
Not the only picture she has of Tony
That's
Walker.
right.
You had pants on. You had pants on in this
That's
one.
it. It's Tony with his 3 legs.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Whoa.
But
There he is.
Interesting thing. Oh, Tony, you got a little hair on that in your head.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
How long ago was that?
That was 15 years ago.
Oh wow. Is there a leg in that picture? Did you have a leg there?
No.
No. Okay. I couldn't see it. You did look a little lopsided there, so I figured it wasn't.
Ed told me.
But let's talk about Ed Kranepool. He'd been posting for years that he was having kidney issues, and I believe he recently got a kidney.
Did he really?
Not that long ago.
Who would
so,
give an 80-year-old man a kidney?
so I'm just curious. Is that something like? Do we think that Ed Kranepool got a kidney at 70-something years old because he was Ed Kranepool?
Absolutely.
Like, is that just?
They
I
actually
don't
said
know.
that. They said it was a fan of his. That
Oh,
really?
okay. Well, no, you get a personalized kidney. That's a different story.
Yeah, exactly. But even that fan, fuck that fan.
No. I'm just saying, no. No, it's not like he
a
was.
12-year-old kid just died of kidney failure, and you're giving it to Ed Kranepool.
No, because you know
Friggin'
what it is? I was
old
thinking-
bag of bones Kranepool.
Like from my experience of Grey's Anatomy, they wouldn't give the kidney to a 70-something-year-old man.
Exactly.
But this was someone who had a boner for Ed Kranepool from the
Exactly.
'69 Mets.
It was Tony. Tony gave him his kidney.
Oh my God.
I gave him a leg.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
Tony's missing a leg and a kidney. Oh, and it turns out that it was Ed Kranepool that he was wearing Tony's leg this whole time. Also,
Actually, it does say here.
I didn't
It
know
does
that.
say here that he had a toe removed.
Really?
So yeah, I gave him the whole leg.
Wow,
So,
that was
yeah.
very
Wow.
generous of
All he
you.
needed was a toe. I didn't
So you
even know.
received the kidney transplant on May of 2019, which is basically 5 years ago when he was 75 years old. Does it specify that it was from a friend, though?
Disgusts me.
Yes.
It doesn't say, but I just happened to see that yesterday in the
Yeah.
reports of his death. I saw some report where somebody was
Wow.
saying that a fan gave up a kidney.
Yeah.
Picture a little 11-year-old kid laying in a hospital bed, yellow.
Oh my God, Nevin.
Meanwhile, a millionaire that had a long career, a family, a life,
Right.
gets to
Yeah.
live 5 extra years in decrepacy.
Yeah. Well, if you're listening, Kranepool family, we hope we hope we honored Ed the way you want to. Really?
Yeah, I forgot this didn't go the way.
This went off the tracks, didn't
Yeah.
it? I guess
that
there goes our hopes to wind up getting some sort of some Met people over the next few years. We did have Anthony Record.
no,
though. That
my
was
grandfather loved Ed Kranepool.
Yeah.
He was an original Met, right?
good. Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, God bless him.
And holds the record for the he was for the longest tenure on the Mets.
Oh, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Yep.
18 years. Yep.
And he was on the 69 Mets, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, 69 Mets, 73 Mets.
He was an original. He was there from 62.
62
to
up until
79, 78.
Okay,
something
wow.
like that. Yeah.
Well, rest in peace. We were just kidding about everything, Ed.
So let's
The whole
give him
thing.
a kidney when he's confined to a wheelchair.
Okay, all right. We got it. We got it. We totally got it. Speaking of the Mets, I wanted to put this out there, which I don't know if I had told you guys, but did I mention that a family friend of ours, Nicholas Roselli, was drafted by the Mets a couple of weeks ago?
No.
I don't know if I had mentioned that, but this is a kid who I know since he's a little boy. He went to elementary school, middle school, high school with my kids. Then he was in Binghamton for the past few years, hitting the cover off the ball, and then he was drafted by the Mets of all teams.
Yeah.
Kid lives he's from Levittown.
Oh, that's great. I
Drafted
like
in the
hearing that
11th
stuff.
round
Two
by the
good
Mets.
kidneys?
2 healthy kidneys, and he's a wonderful boy, wonderful parents. Jerry and Laura's parents are wonderful people, and ultimately he played in rookie ball, A ball for St. Lucie for the past few weeks, and he hit 300 something was his batting average, which was the 12th highest average in the entire draft class this year. So hopefully he's fast tracking to wind up playing for Brooklyn Cyclones next year. Would be a nice goal for him, and so I wanted to give a little pop to Nicholas Roselli. It's been a really wonderful story. So we just made some redemption with the Mets just now.
Yeah, exactly. Thank God.
Right? Yeah. We just made some redemption.
He just made up that name, by the way. He just wanted to
totally thing. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Nicky Rosenberg.
Nicky is 20. I think he's 21 years old, which
Good
is
looking kid.
Handsome boy, lefty hitting second baseman, hits the tar off the ball, and he's a great boy. But
is he next on the podcast?
He's coming
coming in.
All we have
I need
is
you to sit over there.
We just have 21 and 22-year-old handsome boys on our show. Yeah, that's what we like. But speaking of which, we'll
like the Nickelodeon guy.
Well, that's right. You kind of look like what's his name? What's his name? What's that guy's name?
Bill Schmirler or something? Whatever.
No, the guy who was he was on Nickelodeon or he was on TV. He was in a show called Dan Schneider.
Dan Schneider, that's
Dan Schneider.
Bill Schmirler, Dan Schneider. Same
Pull up
thing.
a picture of Dan Schneider and let's look at the resemblance to Keegs.
I'm the Dan Schneider of Long Island podcasts.
Dan Schneider was actually on a show with Howard Hessman called Head of the Class years ago.
That's right.
And he was exceptional on the show. This was back like in the 80s probably.
He was in one of the best movies ever, Better Off Dead.
Oh, he was in Better Off Dead also.
His mother blew up.
Yeah, that's right.
He was fantastic, and then he became like a producer director for these.
And then he molested Nickelodeon.
And here he is. Hold on, let us know when our audience is seeing it, please.
Yeah.
Here comes Dan Schneider Keegan coming up to your
Mike
screen
Keegan
right now.
Schneider.
Here it's coming right now. Hold on a second.
But,
that is a sexy potato.
Dan Schneider is one sexy potato.
That is the original sexy potato right there.
Right.
That's him.
I consider myself a young Dan Schneider.
So apparently, he, I guess, was very touchy-feely with some of the young actor and actresses that he was producing.
Yes.
But according to some of these people, oh my God, Evan, it's just remarkable.
Your hair plugs away.
Yeah, right? Exactly.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Is that the governor of New Jersey?
I believe it is.
Does that guy like corn
What
dogs? That guy right there?
What a head of hair that guy has.
Apparently, if you go back to some of these shows like Drake and Josh and iCarly, some of the storylines
you know
are
a lot of these shows.
Oh, I certainly do, Danny. Some of these storylines were very perverted and
all that.
bizarre.
You ever watch all that? There was some.
All that.
There was some very.
But they had go ahead, say the word.
Very perverted storylines. Yeah.
Exactly. Very perverted storyline. That you okay? You having a stroke?
Yeah. What's that? What's the girl's name that was in
iCarly?
iCarly?
Miranda Cosgrove.
Is it Miranda Cosgrove? Yeah.
Yeah.
She's like half naked on these Nickelodeon shows.
And there was like feet rubbing things.
Yeah,
and,
it was a big
there was
foot guy,
like massages and.
Oh, yeah.
We might have to revisit that. Let's go loop the whole series. We have to go back for that, you know? So the Keeger and Dan Schneider have never been seen in the same room together. They're one and the same people, right?
That's right.
So touching on that, the Nicky Roselli thing, I also wanted to bring up that, I don't know, you and I are very much the same, where we love videos. You and I, we hold on a second.
This is a bad way to transition from
We
the
are very much the same.
You know, you're like that pedophile guy, and you and I are very much the same.
No, but the truth is this, though. You and I are very much the same when it comes to vigilantism. We don't like bullying.
Do not like bullies.
No, that's not a joke. That's totally a legit thing. That when we see videos of bullies getting their asses handed to them, we send them back and forth, and we totally love them. Well, I got a text message today, and this guy, my buddy John, who I worked with for many years, great guy, very good friend of mine.
I know John.
You've met John before, actually. You have. He's come to the shows. He's a terrific guy. He is for many years been into Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and UFC fighting, and he knows a lot of the fighters, and he's also an instructor and things like that. So he just shared this to me, and he's not a gloater. He's not an attention hog. He's the furthest thing from it. But he just said, I'm going to send you this because I know that it's the kind of thing that would make you feel good. And basically, I'm just going to kind of read it because I wanted to cover this on the show today.
Sure.
So I was not in the best of moods the other day with a lot of stuff going on.
This is him talking?
Yeah, this is
Okay.
him. However, I was teaching the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class. I was teaching a high-level class. One of the young guys that I've known for many years was in this class, and he has autism. Okay, just an amazing guy, about 28 years old. Not 12 years old. That wouldn't be that good.
Wow.
28 years old. There's another guy in the class who I'll say that I don't care for very much, and he's not very well liked. I don't want to. I'm going to kind of just sauce the words up a little bit.
Yeah.
And he acts like he's the greatest thing in the world, and he's got a purple belt and so forth and so on.
Pussy.
Yeah. So this guy, I'm going to change the names up for the act. This guy Pete, who is the moron, and this other guy named Jimmy, who was the one with the autism, are rolling together.
Yeah,
Rolling is what you call it when you're grappling in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Not what you call it when you're rolling with your friends behind a couch in your boxer shorts.
Hey, I've rolled together with my friends in purple
You're
belts.
waiting to see which guy's hammer can flap out of the shorts by accident.
Yeah, that's right.
That's not this.
That's the best.
This is similar but different. Okay, similar but different. Anyway, I
We
know
used to have gay Sundays, me and my friends. That's Phil Jake, and we used to have gay Sundays where we would wear our underwear and watch football all day and cook. And
So when
it was
does the
just-
joke end?
No,
Where
it's-
where
It's just like, you
this
know,
is real.
no, this is.
No, it's just like for the boys.
You know
Sundays
what?
is for
You
boys.
might. We might have an assignment for you, Boy Friday. You might have to go back to the early episodes of Herschy and the Keegs, where there was a lot of Keegs's basically honest stories about his homosexuality. So that would give you a little idea as to what this show
Watch
is a little bit
football
more
in your
about.
underwear and cook dinner.
Was there any correlation with you getting a girlfriend and that stopping?
No.
This was
no,
when he's
it's
real-
still, yeah.
This was all still
I would
No,
do
no.
it still.
He doesn't segregate. He
Exactly.
goes for it. So he noticed that while the bad guy was putting the autistic kid into positions, he holds it longer than he should have to make him feel pain, because the bad guy doesn't like the autistic guy, essentially. And my boy John, he doesn't go for this shit, and he notices it, and when he gets pissed off, he'll fucking slaughter anybody. Period. He will. Not the biggest guy in the world, but a big guy built, whatever. Anyway, so John goes ahead and says, "I'm gonna go ahead and take the bad guy, and we're gonna roll a little bit."
Yeah,
Okay. We're gonna roll a little bit, and so John went ahead and he said, "I proceeded to put him in every submission hold possible, and held it for extra long to put him in the exact type of pain." Okay.
Yes.
And then I whispered in his ear at the end, You're never gonna have that happen again with Timmy, are you?" And the answer was no. So he had him in the position, the
Really?
bad guy,
Oh, man.
and he just basically, I guess nobody was really looking. Just said like that's over with, right?
Yeah.
And the guy was like, "Yeah, it's over
He
with."
pulled his fingers out
Yeah.
of him, and that was that.
So, and again, so John goes on to say, "I know you have a special place in your heart for people with autism, as I do, and
Yeah.
certainly we've been very sensitive to people with autism. We've had on Trent, and we've had on
Exactly, yeah.
Abby, and
Yep.
the whole thing. So,
We had on,
this kid is
Chris Monty.
is Chris Monty, yeah, Irvin Lawrence. So so I basically said I'd love to tell this on the podcast, but I need your permission to do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
And he said, "Yeah, absolutely."
Dude, good for John. Cause I like stuff like that.
I mean,
That's
this
so
is-
cool.
Yeah,
This is
I
like
could
a
listen to
real
stuff like
life
that all day.
kind of thing where if it was on video, it would be on TikTok and it would have 5 million hits.
Exactly,
on it.
yeah.
And so to me, I thought it was the best thing, and it felt like a good feel good Tuesday today.
Yeah.
Was it Friday already?
Feel terrific Tuesday.
Yeah,
It feels
so,
like Friday.
just between Jakey coming on and his first podcast ever and all that kind of thing. I wanted to tell that.
No, that's
So
great.
kudos
Good for
to
John. Because I hate
Yeah.
those little sadistic sons of bitches.
That's what it was.
And yeah,
taking
he probably got
advantage of a
little
guy.
boner when he was doing it.
So it's funny. John had said to me that he's extra sensitive about it because he was bullied as a kid.
Yeah.
And if you see John, doesn't look like the kind of guy who would ever be bullied. But
Yeah.
maybe when he was a kid, he was a skinny kid or whatever the case may be. So I think as he's gotten older, and he was a bodybuilder at one point. He was in those contests with the like the little tiny Speedos and the banana hammock and the whole thing. Yeah. You love that shit.
Yeah.
So kudos to my
John.
boy
Thank you,
John. We
John.
love you, buddy. Thank you very much. Which brings us back to Jakey. Let's go ahead
Speaking
and
of delicious young men.
delicious young boys. Jakey,
I'm all yours.
I mean, I know. So basically, he was here for a couple episodes ago with us, where him and Tony had been talking about working on some technical things in the studio, and he actually just sat here and watched our show. So we didn't really get a chance to talk to him. And then since then, he's reached out to us, and he's going to help us with a few things. You're in the midst of really starting out your comedy career. You're taking a class right now. You've been on stage a few times. As a young person, 23 years old, Jakey?
22.
22?
Wow.
How did this come about? What made you decide that you wanted to
Even
do
better.
this?
If I can just interject real
Yeah,
quick,
sure.
he made the finals of the Laugh Off.
That's let's talk about that too.
We're
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
get into that
So, but the start of it, what makes a 22-year-old kid say, I'm in college or done with college or whatever it is that you are, I don't even know, how'd this come about for you?
I always loved comedy
Yeah.
and looked up to it. When I realized I'm not going to become a professional athlete because I'm not that guy.
Yeah.
Like, this was the next best thing.
Okay.
Honestly. And
Yeah.
then getting more and more into it, like, this is the fairest sport there is.
Sure.
You know, because anyone can do it. You just got to work at it. And I love making my
Who you
friends
telling
laugh.
anyone could do it? I'm sitting with Mike Keegan and Mark Hirschman. If anyone,
He sat there and he loved our show that night, and he even texted both of us saying, I really enjoyed that, and that's what he's doing here.
You guys are real professionals in my eyes.
thank you very much.
buddy.
Yeah,
I mean, you'll
appreciate
lose
it.
that feeling pretty soon. But so your
When
first time, yeah, go ahead, Mikey.
I was going to say, when was the first time you got on stage? How long ago was that?
It was October of last year.
Okay.
Okay,
we're
so
coming up
not
on
even a year yet. You're on the
No.
stage for the first time 11 months ago.
Yeah.
You go into a mic. You come to a brokerage, Governors. What'd you do?
I signed up for John Truson's class.
Okay, so you did the
Yeah.
class here at Governors in Levittown with John Truson, who's been on the comedy scene for a million years. And then you did your graduation show.
Yep.
And then in the midst of that, you're doing some mics, things like that.
Yeah. And the first time I got on stage that day, like, I forgot some of my stuff.
Sure.
But I just kind of went with the flow. And when
Yeah.
I was, like, off script but feeling great and getting laughs, I was like, oh, dude, this is...
You felt that high.
This is awesome.
That's
Yeah.
it, and then there's no going back. That's kind of what happened with me. And then my intention was to do it a couple times, see if I can make anyone laugh. And then
You should always go with your first instincts.
exactly, yeah, I should have stuck with it in hindsight. But then I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I want to know more, and I wanted to find out where all the mics were. And then it was just took off running from there.
Jakey, what was your family? I don't know. I don't really know a lot about your living situation. If you have both parents, if you're siblings, what
Yep.
was the feedback that you got from people?
My parents hate it.
Hate it?
Yes.
Currently.
Yes, Tony knows. Tony, I got a lot of feedback from last podcast of what I said.
Did you?
Wait, they hate the idea that you're doing stand-up and comedy?
No, I'm very dirty on stage for the most
yeah.
part. That's why I'm taking the clean material, and I kind of outed my mom a little bit on the last show.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, really? She's
just-
a lesbian?
No,
Oh,
no.
We just
It was just getting hotter and hotter.
there was just a lot of talk about her pussy.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness!
wow.
My
Jeez,
goodness!
Lord.
Yeah, it
Louise.
was just shock factor,
Yeah.
and
But not so it wasn't
Yeah.
specifically about her per se.
Yes, it was.
But in a hypothetical sense.
and hypothetical. I was like, I have to get away from doing shock factor humor. It's
Yeah.
not good. I have to stop talking about mom's pussy.
yeah. Right.
And Tony loved it.
Yeah, because we usually talk about that on
Tony
our
loves
show.
us, yeah. Well, his mom's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
It's happening again, dude.
No.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. That was my intention when I first started. I wanted to be filthy, dirty. I wanted to be my favorites. Obviously Dice and Jim Norton. That's what I wanted to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
And I made friends with a couple of veteran comics, and they're like, dude, you can't start dirty. If you want to get, you got to earn being
It's a
dirty.
privilege to be
exactly.
dirty.
So I, started writing a lot of clean. I did a lot of clean stuff, and then, ended up getting a lot of gigs that way. And then, you can work the dirty stuff in after that. So
Yeah.
So they're
you're
not
doing the right thing.
They're not against you doing comedy per se. They just they support the comedy thing, just not inserting four fingers into a woman. That I've heard that
Yeah.
bit and stuff like that.
Yeah, because when you tell people you're doing stand-up comedy, they're like, "Oh, that's so cool."
Yeah.
But my mom and dad don't want to tell anybody.
Right.
And everyone's figuring out, and they're like, "Don't watch him."
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
this is not our son.
This is not our son.
You do. You're going to find your way. I mean, if you look back at my first sets and you look back at Mike's, we're totally different comics than we were. I used to do like a lot of current event stuff, and one of my first jokes was about Gary Coleman from the show Different Strokes.
Oh, yeah.
And he had died, and I said, you know how he died? He fell off the top bunk, and I thought that was like the greatest
Great.
joke.
You should bring that back.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking.
If
about
you don't,
it.
I'm doing it.
Yeah, I know you will. But the point is, though, you need to find your voice, and I know John Truson's big on that, finding your own voice. Where it's one thing to do comedy just to get laughs, but it's another thing to do comedy that's personal and self-deprecating. That's the stuff that's going to feel good. That's going to relate to the audience, and I think you're probably going to feel that a little bit with. Is it okay if I mention your new class? Is that okay? So Jakey Boy Friday is starting a new class. Started it today. Same place that I started out, Stand Up University, with Rich Walker and Peter Bales, who are two of the greater instructors for stand-up comedy on the island.
Favorite gay couple on Long Island.
Lovely
too.
lovely couple.
They bicker like nothing else.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
it's
the best.
amazing.
Go to the diner with them at like midnight after a show.
it's
It's
the
so much
best.
fun.
It's
They're
the
the
best.
best. Those guys are the best. And like you said, and Mark was touching on, they're gonna help you clean it up a little bit and take some of the dirty stuff, but you can switch up, change the words, cut out some words, and they'll help you with that. That's the right class to take.
You're going to learn from them. But again, the act that you're gonna write from that class, it won't be an act that you use forever because it's very technical. So it's topic, premise, punch they're teaching there.
Yep.
So it's going to help you write bits. There's no question about it. And then you're going to evolve from there because ultimately it's just going to come down to stage time and experience and getting up there. And you're already doing that. So I think the fact that you took Truson's class is great. I think that you're taking their class is great as well. And I think that if you keep on getting up, and we already talked about putting them on one of our shows, and you're putting them on a show, Mikey.
October 26th,
Yeah.
Jake Chapman, Mike Keegan and friends.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome. And listen, I think that Mike would agree. I was in my 30s when I started stand up. Mikey was probably in his late 20s at the time.
28. Yep.
Yeah, so the fact that Jakey's doing it at 22,
Yeah, no, that's
really.
it. I wish I started at 22.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
How many times are you getting up a week? You getting up several times a week?
I mean, the next month I am. Like I have a Bohemia show at Governor's this Sunday at 7:30, and then I have a show October 4th, 11th, and 19th at Red Zone.
Gotcha.
Another one November 30th at Red Zone. I have Mohegan Sun September 19th.
Nice, excellent.
So-
and then
Now, what is Red Zone? Is that you're working for the NFL? What is that?
it's on in the 10-yard line.
What is that?
It's basically like this studio with like 3 people in the crowd.
Is it a club?
It's a
Is it
former strip club.
Oh, okay.
That's
Where,
now,
in Suffolk
that's now
County?
a cocaine bar.
I have no idea. Where is it? Babylon?
It's in Babylon, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right
All
off the
right.
highway.
All right, but you know what? Those, and Mike can even attest to this more than I can, but those shitty type of places really will battle test you, and they'll
Oh, yeah.
make
Yeah.
you.
That's it. I mean,
you know,
that's what I was doing with Gallo and McNeely for the first 3 years I was doing comedy. We were doing called Four Wallers, small bars, guerrilla shows where they don't know that there's going to be comedy there, and it just
Yeah.
builds up a thick skin. The shows a lot of times are going to suck,
Yep.
but
That's where I
builds a
bomb the
lot of-
most.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, bombing's great, man. At the beginning, it's gonna help
I
you.
kind of like it because
Yeah.
it's like I hate me too. So like we're in this
Yeah.
together, guys. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like
I love that.
You and you're doing open mics and stuff. You're trying to get up.
yeah, I have to do
Couple
more.
mics a week.
So I talked to Tony about this last time, but my thing where what I consider an open mic, tell me if this counts. But I have a shed in my backyard I work out of. It's like this size, and I have my friends come over like one at a time, and I'll sit them on the couch and I'll just run my set.
That's
Absolutely,
awesome. Hey, that's
dude.
great.
Yeah.
Poor friends, but yeah, that's
Yeah, no, so they're kind of done with it.
Mike used to do something similar with his shed and the
But
couch.
I wasn't
nothing to do
telling
with
any
comedy.
jokes. Exactly.
Is this how I get more shows?
Exactly. Yeah.
It had to do with
if you want me to come over sometime,
right.
Oh,
But he doesn't want to hear about your comedy. He just wants to talk about twisted
Just wanna
nipples and boxer shorts.
sit in your shed with you.
I have cameras.
No, that's good. Anywhere you can have any sort of feedback. When I first started doing stand up, I would be at work until say 7 o'clock, and it was right before a show, and I would literally go into someone's office and close the door, and I would just run my set because I knew they weren't ever coming to see me regardless.
Yeah.
But it definitely, doing comedy to someone who's not laughing really wants you want to work harder to
Yeah.
make them laugh.
Yeah.
Just intrinsically, you want to go ahead and do that. So you're going to make yourself better. You're going to take this show to levels that have never been seen before.
It's true.
And then you'll get rid of us. That's probably what's going to happen.
No, I'm going with you guys. I'm
Yeah,
reaching on you guys.
You're in for the long haul
Yeah.
with
It's our
us.
boy Friday.
Just don't touch me.
No, well, that's
Can't make any promises.
That's how I can get famous. Let's go.
there's no guarantee
do
of
it.
that. There's no guarantee of that.
Yeah, everyone gets touched around here.
We are. Originally, by the way, we had guests set up for today. I have confirmed them now that they will be coming in next Tuesday in studio. Big Al and Vicky from TikTok fame. So anyone who is not familiar with them, do a little search for Big Al and Vicky. They have multiple 100,000 followers on TikTok, and they're coming in to sit with us next Tuesday, and it's going to be awesome. But
They did say they would still come in on via Zoom, but they're
Right.
like, you know what? We want to come in the studio.
yeah, we weren't going to have them in on
And we
Zoom
wanna have
today,
them,
and then
yeah.
again next week.
Yeah.
But I'll be very honest. Because I was anticipating having them come in, I really didn't have my usual list of prepared material for today. So what I had done was I threw it up on Facebook that I wanted people to send us some questions and comments and things like that.
Yeah.
Before I did that, though, I said, well, I do have a podcast partner,
Yeah.
and maybe I can get some help from him.
Of course.
You know what I mean?
I'm always around.
So I reached out to Mike, and I'll tell you exactly the dialogue that happened. I wrote. I think Tony sent us a sex link.
Yeah, that was weird this afternoon. I get like a Zoom link from Tony.
Tony
at like
sent us a Zoom
11
link.
o'clock this morning. I'm like, what is this guy trying to do?
We didn't know
here?
what it was, and then Mikey said it was a sex link, and then I told Mikey I was expecting to have Big Al and Vicky this week, so I haven't prepped a lot of material. If you have a second today to just spitball a few topics, ideas, subjects that you think we can talk about, please let me know.
You put a lot of thought into that.
I did, yeah. And then he didn't respond to me the whole day, which is very typical of Mike, just ignoring me as I'm sitting there sweating bullets to make my show wonderful. And I get a text message at 7:17 p.m., which is literally 9 hours after I had texted, and it was 3 words: Haitians eating cats. What? Yeah. So I'm like. So I wrote back, where? Hicksville? And ultimately, Mike said, yes, Google it, we can discuss it. So I did look it up, and you can go ahead and touch on it, exactly.
Pretty well. Like, that's the thing that they're trying to attack Trump and Vance with now.
Yeah.
Because all these Haitian immigrants are coming over, and they're saying that they're animals. They're going and breaking into these apartment
And
buildings.
this is in Ohio, though. That's
In Ohio,
legitimately
yeah.
supposedly happening in Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and they're taking over these apartment buildings and eating people's pets. They're eating their cats, gooses, and ducks, but they're eating people's cats, and that's what the Democrats are running on now. They're like, oh, they're racist, and they're saying these people eat cats, and
So
barbaric.
I read that, and I didn't take umbrage so much. If someone is so stupid to leave their pet geese lying around,
don't leave your
it's
goose.
fair
Yeah,
game because a goose with orange sauce is not bad.
Okay,
Okay,
I've eaten goose before.
Yeah,
I've eaten duck before.
But
And
you don't want to eat Scruffy from next door, though.
They're not eating cat. They're not Asians coming over here eating
Jesus Christ.
cats. Because we know it's not the Haitians, because we all know black guys don't eat pussy. Is that a thing?
What's happening to our lives?
No, but that was the thing.
Oh my!
It's not. Jake, did you enjoy your first and last show with us?
No, I love this.
God only knows Jake's walking into his house today, and his parents could be like, "You're not going back with those two fucking."
I thought you were
idiots."
cleaning up with Peter Bells, and now you're sitting with this idiot.
This is like autism and Down syndrome.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
But he says things like that. I don't
No.
say things like that. But so that was a story for you that you felt that we needed to talk about today.
Yeah, I mean, you know what it is?
Yeah.
It's just me and my friends were talking about it in a
Yes.
Telegram message before.
Of course.
And
A what?
like, a Telegram? You on Telegram?
From 1912?
No, the app. It's like
Asians. Haitian geese.
It's a messaging service. It's not run by all the liberal media.
Oh, I don't know anything about it, and yeah.
It's called Telegram, and so we're on that one. It's more like the
So it's private,
Truth
like
Social.
it's like WhatsApp.
private
almost?
message. It's like a WhatsApp. Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Is that where you could be racist and feel comfortable?
Yeah, 100%. That's
So-
right.
so-
hey, but to be fair, I'm racist here and comfortable. So
Wait a second. So is it you and like Richie the Tax Man? Like who is it?
Richie Taxman is not actually on it. It's me, Charlie Blakeman.
Oh, Blakeman,
Jay
Peter Matthew.
Jay Dugan, Peter Matthew.
Yeah.
Frank Lucano, my buddy.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
We're all
Solid.
red-blooded Americans on Telegram.
Okay. All right.
And Carrie Karavis is on Telegram.
Not on that same thread.
Not
though.
in that thread, no.
Yeah,
no.
I've never heard about it, but then again, I'm not a right-wing maniac racist who wants people put in cages like you do. So
That was the Democrats.
That was the Democrats that put them in the cages.
So I did post though, because once I realized that I wasn't going to get anything from you during the day, I put it out there and I got a flood of messages.
Did you? Nice.
My old Valley Stream neighbor Matt Katz sent in a few
love
things.
Matt Katz.
You like Matt Katz? Pig Vomit sent in some things.
Love Pig Vomit.
A couple other things. So I'm not gonna attest each subject to the person.
I met Matt Katz at Crystal Springs, where I'll be October
That's right.
5th.
What did you mean, Matt Katz or David Katz?
I think it was David Katz. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but I think well, either way, I used to live next door to them, and he sent in a bunch of things. So did PV. The first question, of course, that PV asked was, when will Pig Vomit be back in studio? I would say now that Jakey's here, probably not anytime soon. No, Pig Vomit did do a wonderful job
He
for
did
us
a great
that day.
job.
Yeah.
And,
yeah. He
next
wanted to
time
know.
I'm sick.
Pig Vomit wanted to know, and he was serious about this because he does, for the almost 20 years that we know each other, he does think that I have a little bit of an inflated ego. So he wants to know, when will Hersch's ego shrink a little? What do you think? That
Your
was for
ego's
you.
bigger than you are, first of all.
So it's taller than 5'6" then.
It's taller than 5'6".
Yes. Okay.
Your ego will never shrink. I don't care if you're dying and you need a kidney transplant.
Thank you, Crane Pool. Yes.
But
so you don't think it's happening?
That ego is never going away.
No, that's just
No.
part of me, right? Okay. This is really an interesting question, and I think he really he meant it seriously. When Keegan becomes famous, does he plan on leaving the show like Mad Dog did?
Yeah. I mean,
Jumped right on that. Didn't even
Yeah. Wow.
no, I would do. This is my
This
two
is it.
bears, one cave. I'm all in with this.
This is you feel some loyalty
it.
for sure.
Exactly. This is like what's it? The Sebastian and Pete show.
Yeah.
They said, Sebastian said, no matter how big I get, no matter what happens, we're in this together. And
Yes.
Pete Correale is still a great, successful comic.
Right.
But Sebastian kind of blew up. Still
Right.
doing the Sebastian and Pete
So,
show.
like, I'm Sebastian,
So you're
you're
Pete.
Pete.
You're
Yeah.
Sebastian and I'm Pete. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Pig Vomit wants to know. I'm glad I had said that I was not going to attest each question to the person, but I keep on saying. That
Yeah, really, exactly.
That's really a good plan. He wants to know why does Hersh go through 2 bottles of water each show and Keegan never drinks a thing?
Because I'm a camel. I'm like a camel.
Are you not? Because I feel like I talk a lot during the show.
I was telling you before, I was at 7-Eleven before I came here. I had a
Yeah.
vitamin water, and I'm actually very thirsty right now. I had a vitamin water at the counter and
Yeah.
realized I left my wallet at home. So that's
Oh.
why I'm not drinking today. Usually I do have a vitamin water or something here
And
with me.
you had the
But
Prime
you
last
go through
week.
a lot of water because you get very nervous and dry and you
Yes.
sweat a lot.
It's actually been very cool in the studio. the
Today's
last
very
couple
cool,
of weeks.
but I've seen you pour sweat in here.
Yeah, I've been dripping.
You're sitting in a puddle of Hirschman next to me.
PV's under the impression, and this is how he feels. Do you feel forced to do this show since you come on it unprepared most times?
Yeah.
I mean, you do. You don't ever no show.
I never know show.
You
Because my thing is, I'm naturally funny.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah.
I'm gonna come in here. I'm gonna bring it.
But you don't.
Every time.
I mean, you don't feel like guilted. Like when I called you going back to 2.5 years ago. Like I'm handpicking you to be my partner. The club has asked me to do this show for a couple of years now, and I have some ideas as who I want to be my partner. And you were the first person that I asked, legitimately.
Thank you very much. I
so
appreciate it. And I
did
said
you
yes.
feel a level of like, fuck, I feel bad. This is a buddy of mine. We have done comedy together for years. I don't really want to do the show with him, but is that why you took the show with me, and then is that why you're still doing it?
Pretty much, yeah.
Oh, okay.
No,
It is.
no, I wanted to do a podcast.
Down to the bottom of it.
Yeah. No, because that's
No,
like,
I wanted to get back into a podcast.
You
I
had been through a couple of them.
unsuccessful ones
Yeah.
with people that I don't care for.
Right. Carla. Yeah. Yeah.
No, Carla's very nice. There were other
We love
people that I
Carla.
don't care for.
Carla and I are getting along great lately.
Yes.
Yeah.
And when you called me, I said, this is going to be fun. I enjoy
Yeah.
Mark. Because like we always talk about, the best part of doing comedy is being in the green room and busting people's balls. And me and Mark, that's our thing. We love sitting in the green room and
Yes.
busting everyone's balls. A lot of comics are too sensitive now and can't take it.
Right.
That's why a lot of people don't like us. But I'm like, that's just what we're going to do every Tuesday night for an hour. Just sit here, have fun, talk. And I don't, if I have too much stuff prepared, I sound robotic.
Right.
I like to be,
Oh, I think it works.
I'm not free balling.
This was just me speaking for the people.
Yeah,
this wasn't me speaking
exactly.
for myself. Okay, well, since on a positive note, that leads me into a next question from another viewer. What is Herschy's most redeeming quality?
What time is it?
Redeeming. That's a good word.
No, I'll tell you.
It's the teacher and the special ed student.
You love your family.
Oh,
That's the.
yeah.
You think of Mark Hirschman, you think this guy is a family man.
Family man. Yeah. I like that.
Nothing in these four walls, but when you go home,
Nothing.
you're doing
Nothing
good
at all.
stuff. No, no, you're a great guy. You're just a good person. You're a good guy.
Good person.
A good guy. A good hang.
Yeah.
You're a pain in my balls,
Yes.
but you're a good person.
Well, that really leads me. Someone else said, "What is your biggest pet peeve about Hirsch?" And I'm going to say what mine is about you.
Okay.
What is your biggest pet peeve about me? And be honest.
Your crippling neurosis and anxiety.
Again, didn't even take a breath.
It's all
I'm
right
gonna say,
here.
that usually these type of Q&As, people prepare them before. Just so you know, we did not prepare this at
Not
all.
even for a second. I didn't even know you were
I
doing
don't even
this.
know how you even had that so close to your, I'm like, did I send this to you by accident? Like, how did you get that out so fast?
Because I go through this.
You Jew motherfucker, I hate your guts.
I hate that he's an annoying, nebbish little Jew.
Oh my God. Christ almighty.
Trump.
Oh my God.
Trump, fight.
Mine was
No, but I do want to. I want to cap that off.
Christ almighty.
It's nothing against you. Like that's just how I am. Because Carla's kind of the same way. She's very like intense and anxiety riddled, and I'm very laid back. And when people project their anxiety onto me, it makes me anxious.
I gotcha.
So,
Okay.
but I enjoy you.
Okay, because I actually did. Because so Mike dug pretty deep there. I had written down mine was I don't like the way he always wears his hat. It's a little something you wear a little to the side.
You wear it a little to the side. I'm sorry.
That was mine. So I'm like,
all right. Let's fix our issues right now. And now you stop being a maniac.
I'm gonna say maybe I should rethink my answer here. I don't like the way he wears his ball cap.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna wear it a little more straight every
All
now
right,
and then.
so I'm gonna have to go ahead and increase my Klonopin and everything else, and you're gonna have to resize your hat.
Exactly.
Okay, I gotcha. Very good. And if you had, I'm afraid to even ask this fucking question. Jesus, if you had to describe each other as being an animal, what would it be?
You?
Yeah. No. What would if you? Were
No, if
describing-
I was to describe you, what kind of an animal you are?
Yeah.
Probably like a pony.
A pony?
You're like a pony. You're like a little cute thing that I want to ride.
Oh wow.
The pitcher and the catcher.
That's it. You're a cute little thing I want to bang in the ass. That's not what you do to ponies.
I just want to get on your back and go off into the sunset.
You don't do that to ponies at all.
It's very much what this podcast is. He's doing all the work.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I was-
Jake's 100% right.
I actually before you had texted me, I wrote I pictured you as a kitten if I was Haitian. Wow, Mikey jumped on that in the roasties thing,
good.
Tony.
Yes, he
that was
did.
on fire.
Yes, he did.
This is actually one
This
that
is like therapeutic, though. I
it
finally
is-
got that
yeah,
off my
you- no,
chest.
you feel like you're feeling good.
yeah,
Like
yeah. Let's do this every week.
we're gonna do it every single week. This is an interesting one. I don't even know if Jakey could think of something because he's so young. But Tony probably has one. I have one. You have one. If each of you could bring back one fad from the past, what would it be? A fad. And we go back obviously a lot longer than either one of these two guys,
Yes.
but
Sure.
fads that happened when we were kids that no longer exist. What would that qualify as? Like a hula hooping? It would be hanging out on the third rail of the tracks.
I do miss that.
You know what? One thing, and again, it would be creepy because I'm 50-something years old, but as kids, we used to play games when we were teenagers, like
So do we.
spin the. No, you played flick the pecker, okay? I did not do that, but we used to do like spin the bottle or 7 minutes in heaven and all that stuff.
Yeah.
No, I get it. You're like, what is this? That's-
No, we could do
This
that.
was a heterosexual game that 16-year-old teenagers played.
No, you
back
just play
in
with
the
the
day.
boys.
You used to play flick the dick.
Like, you
That's
gotta kiss Jeff now, huh, gay?
No, you used to. But the thing was, like, if you were playing spin the bottle, you potentially had to wind up kissing a girl that she didn't like you didn't like her,
Yeah.
but you like
It was
that's
usually she didn't like me.
what
It
I
was,
say.
yeah.
You know, that's a fad of the
That
past,
was definitely
right,
fun. I
Tony?
missed. That
Oh,
was
yeah.
fun. That was always a
Yeah.
lot of fun.
Is there anything that you yearn for that happened back in the day, Tone? I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Yeah,
but I'm putting you on the spot.
Well,
Hula hooping. What
I
else?
miss anything.
Tony
That,
misses hula hooping.
I miss
Hopscotch.
running.
Oh, that's good. Tony! Look at that. Tony misses running.
I'm getting them blades
again,
like Asta
for the people that are not aware, and we do get we legitimately have been getting new followers every single week, so we should stipulate that Tony has been missing a leg for about how many years now? 14?
19.
19 years. So the fact that Tony just said that is very funny. I never even thought of that could you get a little bit of a canter with the situation that you're in, like a little a jog or a fast walk with the
Isn't a
prosthesis?
cantor like a rabbi?
A rabbi.
Like a Jew, yeah.
Tony, can you get
a rabbi?
Can you get to go walking a
Bless
little
me.
faster? Can you move over a little bit? Could you could you fast walk? Because I see that when you walk, you have a regular walk. But could you, if you wanted to do a little jogging or something, could you do that with the prosthetic?
Well, not with this one, but
Oh,
there are types out there.
Oh, there's running
Yes.
legs. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's actually there was a movie was made many years ago about a guy who was a runner. His name was Terry Fox, who had lost a leg. It's a great movie that was on HBO back 25, 30 years ago. He lost his leg to cancer, and then he ran a marathon. And me and my friends used to actually replicate the way he ran. He had like a special way of running. So
No, on purpose or
yeah, no, purposely. Okay. Yeah, we did it. Terry
just?
Fox.
I run like a guy with one leg too, but not on purpose.
But have you ever so would it be a situation where you ever just slip on the running leg, or you don't? That's not a thing for you.
Well, there's a few different types. The one you see, like Pistorius, in all seriousness, they're a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I've never done that. I did take a class once to run, and they gave me I don't know why to this day, but they chose me to be like the guy to demonstrate.
Oh wow!
And they gave me the leg. I found out later on the teacher, for some reason, thought that I was the guy that had been using it.
Oh my
But
god!
but I wasn't, so I totally fucked up this guy's class. I kept
wow.
falling down. I was like overrunning. I was falling.
Is
It
there
was
video?
a mess. No, there's no.
Meanwhile, there was like a tall, thin, muscular Jamaican guy with the leg in the corner,
Just
and
munching
he's
on
like, "Oh no, it's me! It was me!"
There were the guys in the back who like sponsored the whole thing, or like they
Yeah.
were all
Oh,
standing
man.
back there like. What
Oh
the
my
fuck?
god.
I was embarrassed as all fuck. But
Oh,
they,
my God.
But yeah, it was an hour of me falling
wow.
down.
Holy! So that was it. That was your.
That was my experience.
That was it. Wow. Okay. Wasn't there a guy many years ago who ran with a fake leg in the Olympics, and his name was Pastorius or something?
Oscar
that's
Pistorius.
what I'm
We've
saying,
been
Pistorius.
we've been talking about him for like 15 minutes. Mark.
Yeah.
Where the hell have you
Wait,
been?
what happened? I missed that.
You mentioned him,
I
and
mentioned
I mentioned
him, and then
Oh.
Tony mentioned
No,
him.
but didn't he like murder people?
Yeah, he
his
murdered
wife.
his wife. Yeah, his girlfriend or wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
and
And
the
he
Blade
went
Runner,
to
they
jail.
called
He
him-
just got out.
They
from
called
later
him the
this
Blade
year.
Runner because he had those
Yeah.
little blades on his feet.
And there was a little bit of, but it wasn't in the Special Olympics. He was running in the regular Olympics,
yeah,
wasn't he?
Yeah, people didn't want him there because they felt he had an advantage with those legs.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if he had an advantage or disadvantage, but it doesn't seem like it was an
They're like
even
springs.
Yeah. So he
They,
was.
they are like springs. They
Yeah.
really are. That's kind of how they work. Yeah.
Wow.
It's like a pogo stick. He
What
would
a-
jump like 12 feet up in the air with them.
What a bad role model for
I
the
know.
they're gonna like do a company promoting Oscar Pistorius and
Yeah.
he's like he went ahead and killed his family.
Yeah, he killed his girlfriend or wife in the
And
bathroom.
why is he out already? That just happened a few
That-
years ago. It's
Yeah.
gotta be
Actually,
le-
no, he did almost 10 years.
He did almost 10 years,
Almost
but
10
turns out
years?
the case didn't have a leg
Dude,
to
if we
stand
could all
on.
kill our wives and get out in 10
Oh,
years, we
no.
would all do it.
The,
What do you mean
the
10
case had no legs.
No, it must have been.
It was like 10, 12 years
Was
ago.
it? But that's not generally speaking. A lot of time that wasn't in the USA. That had to be in another.
Oh, yeah, he's not American.
No.
He's South African, I think.
Oh,
Brazil.
okay.
I think he was from Brazil.
I
Is
don't
he
know.
Brazil or-
He's not from America. That's all I know.
It just doesn't sound typical that you get to murder someone and be out in 10 to 12 years.
Yeah.
But
I don't know the details, but
yeah.
he's out. I know
Okay,
that.
'Cause
gotcha.
if you could do that, Carla. Hey.
That's right. The other thing I wanted to touch on, Feel Good Friday, and I feel like I have made
South African, Carla.
South
Oscar
African.
Pistorius, yeah.
I feel like I've
White-
made
the white guy, though.
a little impact. If you guys remember, this was about 2 or 3 months ago
Look at his
that I had
little legs
posted.
without the blades
Yeah,
on them.
oh
He
yeah,
has
little stumpy
tiny
legs.
little legs
Super
without the
cute.
blades on.
Oh, he's so adorable. Look at those little stumps.
Yeah.
Ah,
What the hell?
yeah, it looks like his name would be Neil.
Yeah, his tiny little leg feet.
It looks like his name would be Neil. I said.
Why doesn't he have socks on?
Yeah, really. Put on his
I would
socks.
say he's
Yeah,
raw
exactly.
dogging it, but he doesn't
He's
have
raw dogging.
You know, it'd be
It's like
cool
raw
if
stumping?
they just put little feet on those things. It
Yeah,
would be so much
exactly.
easier.
Exactly.
This has to do with the again the Feel Good Friday thing on Tuesday. If you remember a few months ago when I had told everyone that I actually did something for myself that was out of my comfort zone. I went for a colonoscopy
Yes.
because I thought it was the right thing to do, and people were pressuring me, and everything turned out to be fine. But that post that I made did inspire some people that I know to go get their colonoscopies.
That's great. If you save
And-
one life, you know.
Yeah. So and today I actually was.
Next time you're gonna go to like an actual place.
No, I just I just went to LIE 53 and guy said clear. Yeah. Zip. And that was it. But today I was texting with one of the local moms that I'm friends with that I've been really trying to get. This is not perverted at all. I wasn't trying to do an exam, but I've been just a good family friend of ours, and I've been pushing her to go because it came up in conversation, and she finally made her appointment today.
Oh
She made
wow,
her
good for
appointment
her.
today.
I always
Yeah.
forget women get colonoscopies.
Yeah. Say that again.
I always forget women have colons.
Oh, yeah.
I always
How do you
think like
forget?
I always
Well,
get them
you're-
confused with prostates.
You're always a big fan of men's colons over women's colons.
I
You've
only
always
have boy colon on my mind. Now, I always
but-
get colons. I always get colons and prostates confused.
Isn't it the same ass? Isn't
Yeah,
it?
right. Exactly. You would think so.
No, prostate is the groinal region and colon is the ass region.
Well, either way,
They,
they go
stick
up your
it, they
butt.
stick it in and go
Yeah,
up, or they stick
exactly.
it in and go down?
Up, I
But
think.
I
Is it
did
up
send
or
a text
down?
message that I did not get
Yeah.
responded to.
Let's find out. Come on,
Anthony,
drop
did you
'em.
get your colonoscopy appointment scheduled yet? I texted you that today.
And I responded.
What did you say? I didn't see that.
I said no.
Oh, okay. What's interesting is that Tony is not afraid of doctors. He's been through hell and back in his life.
Yeah.
So it's just laziness. It's not. There's no reason.
Yes, that
Yeah.
a little bit of laziness, but also I'm in here like freaking
Right.
12
So let's
hours
just
a day.
do it here.
Let's just do it on.
Forget our guest next week. I will do it for you. I'm gonna spend the next week learning how to do like a colonoscopy.
No, YouTube. You can do
Yeah,
that.
I can YouTube how to do it, and I'll
Yeah.
do like a.
No. You did that. You built a birdhouse the same way for
100%.
Juliana.
I guarantee you.
Yeah.
I guarantee you. I can perform a colonoscopy.
100% you
Yes.
can.
So let's do it.
You've performed them already for the past 35
Yeah,
years.
exactly.
You
Amateur.
Just, you just didn't know what you were looking for.
I'm an amateur proctologist.
Is that a polyp or you just great to see me?
Are you great to see me? Did you say great to see me?
Yeah, I don't know. It's been a long show. What I'd like for you to schedule an appointment, though, and I will take you if you need me to. I'll take you. I'll take off of work. and I will take you
Mark's
because you can't
obsessed
drive.
with Tony's butthole.
No, you know me. You know,
No, I
I'm
know,
always
I know.
trying to. I feel like I need to do well by people.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
a sickness that I have. But I'll take you, Tone. I will tell you that one of the best experiences in my life, and I think I might have talked about this once before,
Colonoscopy.
but that was the
Transitions
best.
are
That's the end of the story. Nothing else. Anyway, what's going on? What's going on in the next couple of weeks, everybody? No, so you have to stop eating the night before
Yep.
to prepare for the test, and then drink this liquid and all the stuff. But when you wake up from the colonoscopy, you know that it's over with, which is a great feeling. But then they say, all right, you can go eat. And then you get in the car, who was ever driving you. In my case, it was my wife, Stacy, and we went to the Colony Diner on Hempstead Turnpike in East Meadow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I've already talked about this on the show, but the egg white onion omelet I had with the buttered wheat toast and the hash browns.
Yep.
The hash browns were the best I've ever had in my entire life. Like
exactly.
maybe the best food item I've ever had in my entire life,
It
period.
makes you enjoy.
And maybe because I was just starving and I had been depleted of every single ounce of everything in my body.
Yeah, exactly.
But those fucking hash browns. So I would like to be the one to take you that day, Tony, and to take you to buy
You're getting a free breakfast out of this.
I'll take you to breakfast. And
I'll let
pay for
anyone
it.
put their finger up my ass for a free breakfast.
That's it.
This ain't my first rodeo.
What would you like with the hash browns? A glove for Tony, please. So will you think about it? Will you think about it?
Your finger up my ass? I
No,
won't.
but I know you always think about that. I meant, will you think about considering making an appointment?
Oh, yeah, I've
Yeah.
been thinking about it.
Okay.
I just haven't done it, but I've
Well,
thought about it quite a bit.
I've been harassing our friend for probably 3 or 4 months, and today I was like, no more kidding around, like you're making the appointment, and she made it, and I'm going to probably start doing that as well.
Now, do I
So-
have to wait until I'm 50, or can I do one now?
No, you can do one.
Because I'll take the breakfast.
No, they have they have volunteer clinics, so you can do it. You can go. Like a lot of the local colleges have it, where you can just do one every day.
If I just ask my doctor, can you just give me a colonoscopy? Like,
Yeah.
will they do it?
No,
just on
you
a
can
whim?
just go. They do it at PM Pediatrics. You can go in.
Fine.
Just do a walk-in
copay.
clinic. Yeah.
Little pediatric colonoscopy.
No, you know how like SUNY Farmingdale has like a dental area where you can go and you can volunteer.
Yeah.
Well, they do that also in the rectal region. Yeah,
Count me in.
you're in. Very good. Fellas, it is 1 hour that we whipped through. So let's start by saying, Jakey, welcome to the crew. You know, you'll probably pop in periodically. You're going to be working on some things for us. We're happy to have
you're
you.
always welcome here.
You're happy to be part of the family. As we do every show, you can start by telling us what you want to promote, if anything, coming up within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, so I have a show at McGuire's Bohemia on Sunday. This
Nice.
Sunday at 7:30. I have Mohegan Sun September 19th
Delicious.
at the Comics. That's good.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
And just Jake Chapman on Instagram.
Love
Excellent.
that. Awesome. Mikey, what do you got?
We have Friday night. I will be at the Fox Hollow in Woodbury.
Oh, God,
with
that's
Carrie
great.
and Eric Haft.
Great
And,
show.
That'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
September 20th, I'll be here at Governor's in the main room with Richie Byrne and Pat O'Rourke.
Oh, my God.
That'll be fun.
nice.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun.
Awesome.
So that's a Friday night show.
Okay.
And then October 26th, the next Mike Keegan and Friends, Jake Chapman's going to be on it.
Yeah,
So come
boy.
See him.
I like it.
Come see it. Tell maybe Tony and Mark will come down. Who knows? You guys wanna
Absolutely.
come down, There's always
Aren't you-
spots for you.
Aren't you in the Giggle Room this weekend with Bosie?
I am in the Giggle Room also on Saturday. I completely forgot.
Jeff
Yeah,
Bosie.
Giggle Room Saturday night.
Yeah, go to govs.com for Jeff Bosie's show
Yes.
this weekend at Governor's Little Room. And Tony Pastorius, what do you have coming up?
I'm going to stick with promoting the yard sale with the Nassau County PAL Special Needs Unit. It was supposed to be this past Saturday, but it rained.
Yep.
So we're doing it this Saturday.
So again, it's 10 to 3 on Saturday at
Yep.
the PAL facility in Hicksville.
Yes.
Max and I will be there. We
Thank
were
you.
going to go this past weekend, and
I
it
met
rained.
Max for the first time the other day.
Was that? Oh, that's right. He
Remember
was
I
over
texted
here.
you,
Yeah.
Did you
He was-
know?
Yeah. Well, I knew that he was in his
met
car
online.
for a while. I knew that. Yeah.
No, true story. I'm walking through the parking lot here, and there's a group of kids around your banner.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
So I'm
Oh, is
watching.
that
I'm like, I swear to you, I was like, what are these guys doing?
Yeah.
And the one kid turned around and he looked at me. I was like, I think that's Hershey's
I
son.
thought you were joking when you said it was Max. It was really Max.
yeah.
really?
Oh, yeah.
He looked at me and he goes, "So you work with my dad?" And I said, "Yeah, get away from his banner."
Right. Yeah. Put that switchblade away, fucker. Yeah. So please, if you guys want to make a good contribution to society, 10 to 3 on Saturday at the PAL complex in Hicksville. There's a lot of good stuff that people donated. Money's going to go to a really great cause. Max and I will be there. If
I'll be
Mikey's
there with
around,
Juliana.
are you around
we're
on
gonna come down.
Saturday?
Yeah, we're gonna come down.
All right, good. So that's a super important
Jake, come
one.
down.
And that's it. Great show. Welcome to the family, Jakey Boy Friday.
Thank you.
And that's it, guys. We'll see you next week with Big Al and Vicky from TikTok fame. Again, if you don't know who they are, just search up Big Al and Vicky on TikTok. You will fall in love with them just the way Mikey and I have, and we can't wait to see them on here with us next week. Have a great night.